Good morning, everyone, whenever you are tuning in. My name is Lisa Rufiant, and this is TV7.ca News. Now, I am joined this morning by Rick Adkins and Jack Schultz. Rick is an advocate for a news story that has come to our attention in the recent days here that we've decided to address through this video here. Most of St. Albert is aware of the fact that Donald Dupuis, who is a convicted sex offender, had been released into the St. Albert area into Mission. Now, Rick Adkins is an advocate protesting some of the conditions around his release, as well as advocating for the victims' rights. Rick, can you just speak to your cause a little bit? How did you get involved? What steps have been taken so far? Give us some background information on what the protesters are doing in this particular circumstance.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. From what I understand, Mr. Dupuis has been released back into the community of St. Albert on Mission Place and continues to terrorize the community out there, performing acts of possible child luring and such. So I've got a lot of this from third-hand information, mostly Facebook groups, people that live in the same building, direct next-door neighbors who are reporting this kind of activity is still ongoing. So I believe today, actually at 2 p.m., there's plans for a protest by the community outside his home. I'm told RCMP are going to be on site to monitor the situation and make sure it stays peaceful. And that's about all I know right now.
So can I ask you a couple of questions with regards to the validity of some of the claims that are made? You have indicated some of what you've received has come from Facebook groups and whatnot. Can you just speak to your feelings on victims' rights versus the perpetrators' rights, and how you guys feel that by taking these measures, you're in fact showing support for the victims?
Yeah, of course, when a sexual offender is released back into the community, nobody wants them on their street. In this particular case, I believe he's very close to his victim. So, the victim should not have to uproot their life and move across town to avoid this guy. The onus should be on the perpetrator to do so. I think that's what the community wants.
I see. Okay, now if I could use the magic wand analogy, as far as the protesters and people such as yourself are concerned, if you had a magic wand in this instance and could wave it and make all of your conditions come to fruition, what would that look like? What exactly do you guys intend to see? What would you like to come out of these protests?
This particular one, I think, is more or less just about community awareness. There's probably members in the community there that aren't aware that someone like him is residing local to them. So I believe people have already been putting posters up on telephone poles in his area. If I can wave the magic wand, he'd still be in jail. I mean, I think he did. I have the media release here saying maybe 12 months in jail for his offenses. Yeah, he served 12 months for sexual interference of a child. And as far as I'm concerned, that is just way too lenient. This child's life is ruined forever. And yeah, 12 months is just unacceptable in my opinion.
Well, the other case is such a special case because of the age of the victim. And, when I found out that Wade Stene was released back into the community of which is offenses allegedly were committed, I could stand at Wade's front door and look to my right, and I can see the victim's house. So, Douglas Maw, the judge that's released him out on bail, did a vital error in his decision to release him. And I think that's why the big protest there in McQueen is happening as we speak. It's because people my reasoning for going out to this protest on a daily basis, because I have 4 young children, 12 and under, that all go to school in the McQueen neighborhood. And, if the courts aren't going to, lack of a better term, do their job and protect the people that of Edmonton, then unfortunately the families and the parents and people like myself and Rick and Zach Gladue and all the other protesters that are out there for 11 days straight now have to do. Our children's lives depend on it. And on that note, on July 2nd, At 8 a.m., we will be protesting at the Law Courts building in Edmonton at the east entrance on hopes to have Douglas Maw's decision on his bail release to be revoked and have Stene put back into custody until his trial date.
As far as I know, at 2 o'clock today, June 29th, there's going to be a peaceful protest organized outside or in the area of Dupuis' residence. It's, I believe, 87 Mission Place, right by the grain elevators. There is road construction on Mission Avenue. I think it's called Mission Avenue right now. So I believe the grain elevators is where everybody's going to be meeting.
And now, is this protest supported by the RCMP? Can people expect to see them in attendance, as well as what do you say to those that would like to do protesting and have their children present?
Yeah, I believe that's the case. Now, this information was posted in a group that I'm not a admin of. I'm not the organizer of this. This is just I'm a member of the group, and that's the information that's been out there, that the RCMP will be in attendance to ensure that the protest remains peaceful. And also, I believe they're enforcing social distancing guidelines. They're encouraging everyone to wear a mask and practice social distancing and refrain from vulgarity.
Well, thank you very much to Rick Adkins as well as Jack Schultz for taking time to speak to us today on this very important issue to both of our communities. Now, if you require any other information on any of the protests that are going down at either residences or City Hall, please feel free to contact us at the station. For news at tv7.ca, I'm Lisa Rufianch.